From my channel name change, you will have noticed that it now is Simple Retired Life. And I have done a bit of work this last week on what direction I should go with in this channel after hearing the YouTube update of the watch hours requirement being increased. So I set myself a personal goal to achieve monetization. It's purely a challenge for myself, and I'm a wee way off that. So I've been doing a bit of research around, how I could actually improve that, get more watch hours, attract new people to my channel. And the research I've done all points to having a little bit more of a focus on retirement. So I am retired. I have been retired for 2 years. I'm going to continue to do the same content. So it'll be vlogs, it'll be home and garden when I'm at home, it'll be some recipes, it'll be my weight loss and health journey, it'll be our van life adventures. As you can see, we're away at the moment. We're going to be away for another good few weeks. And the focus of the content won't be changing. It's really just the name and I guess how things are described. So I do have the goal for monetization. I would really love to do that before February 2027 when it all changes. So if you have someone, and I haven't asked this ever before, but if you have someone who you think might enjoy following my channel of a 61-year-old, almost 62, woman in New Zealand living a retired life, I'd love you to share the channel, share a video with them. And if you're here, please do, like and comment. That really, really helps the channel. I've not asked for that before. It feels a bit strange asking, but it really helps the channel grow. It helps it get into the algorithm even more and get pushed out to more people so that I get more views and more watch hours. So that's where I'm going to end that part of the video. I also want to give you an update on my weight loss. This past week hasn't been a little bit more challenging. So at the beginning of this last week, I had planned a couple of treats and I had those and that was all good. But what I found, and it's not that I'm going to stop having treats, but it's just something I need to be aware of, is that I found that got my system into a different pattern and a different type of food that it was wanting. And that happened really, really quickly. So the first treat I had was a piece of carrot cake. It was delicious. I loved it. I didn't eat the whole thing. The second thing I had was a pie, and that was delicious, and I loved it, and I devoured that. But what I found was the next day I actually wanted more carbohydrates because I don't eat a lot of carbohydrates, and particularly refined carbohydrates like was in the pastry and in the cake. So very quickly, my system wanted more of that. And then a couple of nights, I bought a piece of lasagna and I cut that in half, and I had that 2 nights in a row for dinner. That was just quick and easy. And when I look back, I was actually in a pattern of wanting more carbs. So that's something I just need to be careful of when I have treats. Have the treat, get back on track, be aware that if I'm wanting carbs, those simple carbohydrates, to be aware of that and to stay away from them to continue this weight loss journey. So in the past week, I have lost half a pound. So it's not a lot, but it's half a pound gone. I'm not beating myself up. I am back on track. I am back eating the foods that I should be eating. I will have some more planned treats, possibly 1 or 2 in the next week. I've probably done a slightly less amount of walking in the last week. We had a couple of bigger travelling days and we don't walk as much on those days. But that's all good. It's just, the way it is. It's a lot harder when we're travelling. But I try and keep the same foods in the fridge and in the freezer in our motorhome here so that I can actually eat those same things. So if you're on a weight loss journey, let me know how it is going. Now, I am going to do a video sharing my what I eat, and I'm just thinking on the fly here. I'm wondering if I share that with you right now, and in fact, I'm actually going to do that because I can do it here from my MyFitnessPal app. I've got in here what I ate yesterday. So why don't I just run through that with you now? And then that's done, because I did promise I'd do that last week. So in the mornings for breakfast, I have quarter of a cup of rolled oats. I have quarter of a cup of frozen raspberries. I put about half a cup, I guess it is, a little bit more of water in that. I cook that in the microwave for 3 minutes. Then I add 150 grams of Greek yogurt, and I add quarter of a cup, or sometimes an eighth of a cup, of dry roasted nuts. So they're not salted and they're not roasted with oil. Nuts on top of that. That gives me about, if I have less nuts, it gives me 335 calories. If I have double the amount of nuts, it gives me just over 400 calories for breakfast. Yesterday for lunch, I had half a cup of brown rice. I had 50 grams of tinned salmon. I had 1 tablespoon of Best Foods mayonnaise, and I had half a cup of mixed frozen vegetables, which I cooked. I mixed all of that together into a salad. I added, well, I always add a little bit of water to my Best Foods mayonnaise. I like to be able to drizzle it. So when I open a new jar, I actually scoop some out into the old jar, mix it with a little bit of water, put water in the new jar, and give it a really good shake. Takes a little bit to get to know how much water you need, but it really helps because you can drizzle it. That's the best thing. Well, one of the good things. The second thing is that it reduces the calories. So you've still got that lovely taste, but you're not eating all the calories, and you can drizzle it and mix it through things really easily. So that was lunch. For dinner last night, I had, just referring to my screen here, I had 150 grams of boneless chicken thighs. So I chopped those up, I marinated them in a little bit of oyster sauce, some soy sauce, some rice wine vinegar, and what was the other thing? Oh, a tiny bit of sesame oil. Pan fried that, put that over it was probably about a cup and a half, maybe 2 cups of coleslaw. Again, drizzled that with some Real Foods mayonnaise, and only half a tablespoon this time. And that was dinner. I also had, yesterday, I had 50 grams of yogurt and a tiny sprinkle of nuts after dinner because I was still hungry. So all in all, that gave me 430 calories for dinner. Did I tell you lunch? Lunch was 380 calories. And then each day I've been having a glass of sparkling wine, which I really enjoy, a Brut wine. And I have a chocolate drink, which is 2 teaspoons of cocoa and 2 teaspoons of sugar. Yes, I do eat sugar, but only that amount. And those extras that I have are 200 calories. So yesterday I had 1,349 calories, but I walked for just on an hour, I think it was. So I had a deficit of 66 calories remaining. So I've been aiming for 1,200 calories a day, and then the walking allowance kind of comes into that. I use my FitnessPal. It's really easy. I can log it on my laptop or on the app. It's always with me. I copy my breakfast over to every single day, and I copy my snacks, my wine, and my chocolate drink over to every single day. That makes that easy. Then I just log my lunch and my dinner. So that's what I had to eat yesterday. That is a typical day. If I know I'm going to have a treat, I will cut back my breakfast. If I'm going to have a morning tea treat, I'll just have a small, probably half portion breakfast. If I'm going to have a lunch treat, depending on how much we're walking, really, I'll cut back breakfast a little bit too. Then I'll have a lighter dinner. I might have something like scrambled eggs with just a little bit of slaw or something like that, and a tiny drizzle of dressing. So it's about sort of countering things and making it so that I'm working it out, and keeping a track of it on the app just makes it so easy. So I hope that's been really helpful for you, and I hope you will share, like and comment and share the channel, and I'm really keen to grow this more, to keep sharing. And yeah, I will talk to you in another video very soon. I'm going to be aiming to do an update like this every Friday. So it's my Friday today. And then I will do another video throughout the week, maybe one or two. I'll see how I go. I'll do some shorts though as well around weight loss and where we're traveling and things like that. It was getting a bit too much doing a video every day, so I won't continue doing that, but you can look forward to a lot of, a lot more great content. So thank you for being here. I appreciate you 1000%, and I will see you again very soon.